both in a way, but primarily the dutiful process. Because in the end, Krishna is going to tell Arjuna, get out there and fight. Well, I don't see much more that's new here. 14, last line, 27. I am the abode of Brahman, the never-failing fountain. 15:1. This is the tree of transmigration. These later lectures don't really tell us anything new at all, do they? Here's one on 15, line 16. There are two spirits in the universe, the perishable and the imperishable. The perishable is all things in creation. The imperishable is that which doesn't move. But the highest spirit is another. It's the spirit of the Supreme, Brahman. The God of eternity pervades, sustains all. Because I am beyond the perishable and even beyond the imperishable. You see, this is beyond both perishable and imperishable. It's another order, alternate universe. He with a clear vision sees me as the Spirit Supreme. He knows all there is to know and adores me. So your whole life, you see, is directed at getting this enlightenment. That's why you see the yogis basically very thin, involved in spiritual activities. They don't have time to become businessmen. So they're not driving around in Mercedes-Benzes and things. All they're focused on is conquering suffering and the rebirth process. And for a long time in India, that was the focus of things. But I think India is changing too. I mean, there's a lot of bourgeois people in India. A lot of shopkeepers and middle-class people. I've been in India back when I was your age, and I can tell you, it was nothing like people imagined it to be. They didn't have any respect for these yogis at all. They used to sort of, people I was with used to drive by in their, you know, maybe they'd have an American car back in those days, not a European car, in their Chevrolet or their Pontiac or whatever, and if a yogi was walking on the side of the road, they'd splash water on him. They had no respect for them whatsoever. They all considered them total fakes. And there was no awe at all from these, you know, upwardly mobile, what we would call middle-class yuppie type people. And that's not the whole. I mean, of course, some of the mass, of the poor mass, would defer to them, but not the kind of movers and shakers had no respect for them. Had total contempt for them, laughed at them. This was back in the days of, you know, Go-Go or Twist or Elvis Presley or whoever, and all their children were dancing all these Western type of music type things, and they went to one party after another, and if they saw these kind of religious figures, they would just laugh at them. It was laughable. So, and on the streets in India, this is a very, you know, I have been there recently, but this is an old impression I'm getting. There was a lot of violence. So all this peacefulness you hear about, it wasn't on the streets. People fought, people pushed each other, people got angry over little things. You always see little fist fights breaking out. People would be arguing over space if they were sleeping outside, where they were sleeping, and other people would push other people away and stuff. So, you know, this idea of the West, of the serene East and so on, it's just, it's nonsense. Nonsense. It's just an ideal that people imagine. There may be pockets of this, but society is very harsh, very tough, and it's not full of this, you know, serene meditation ethic at all. That's our Western. That's my impression, and I'm sure today it's even more go-ahead with the computer age. We meet a lot of people from the Indian subcontinent here, and there'll be people in this class from there. And I'm sure they don't want to admit this, what I just said, this lack of respect, but I'm sure even in their families and environments they come from, this lack of respect is widespread. And they're not interested, most of them, in this. They want to go to Berkeley, they want to go to Harvard, they want to get a scientific profession, they want to get on the internet, they want to become computer engineers, they want to become businessmen and things like that. The main ethic that I found from every country from Vienna to Tokyo is bourgeois living. That's the main ethic, except for Islamic